The one thing we probably all experienced before is feeling alone in a story game. Though sometimes this works in the game's favor. I feel like Fallout is a really good game where a lot of times I've had this feeling, but it makes sense because it's Fallout. It fits perfectly into the franchise, but sometimes it's not really, don't really fit. I feel like The Witcher was one where it didn't really fit a lot of the time. I just kind of felt alone sometimes. And, you know, it's whatever. But also when you feel alone, that is kind of where another thing can pop up, which is like creepypastas, and like you feel like somebody's there watching you, but there's no one. We probably all had that feeling, but that's a video for another day if I haven't made that, of course. I also kind of do believe that when you feel alone, it can also kind of tell how immersive the game is. Because it can either be good or bad. In a horror game or in a post-apocalyptic game, then that's really good. You want that feeling alone. But if we're talking a game like The Witcher, I'm not saying The Witcher is like a fucking dead game. It's just a game where I just so happen to feel that. It's where I also kind of did in Far Cry 5, by the way. It's where it don't really fit. It's because you're not either A, you're really fucking immersed and you're really in it, or B, you're not really in it and you're just kind of wandering around like a deer. And you're bored, just looking for something to do. Now, why I believe that sometimes this can be due to some things. It can be due to one, it can be due to developers not making a lot of interaction or life in a game, where there might be some animals, but they run from you when they see you, and the NPCs is just kind of standing there not doing anything, maybe walking around but not interacting with you. Two, it could be there's not a lot of interactions. When there is an NPC, there's just kind of it. I feel like they were Far Cry 5. After a mission or after something, the character just kind of turns into a fucking wall. They don't do anything, you can't really talk to them, you can't do anything with them, and I feel like that kind of makes that like a lone feeling in a game, or at least help, amplified. Now, I want to make these videos longer, and I want to do longer videos, but I'm posting once a week if you don't know, so it might take some time to make like a 5-minute, 10-minute video. But I want to go back to the table really quickly. I feel like what we could see is, let's say for example, you have a tragic story where the character all die, or like some shit happens at the end, or in the middle of the game. I feel like we could use that loneliness to our advantage, make less like NPCs, or put the character in a place where it's a lot more alone, especially after some like big loss. I feel like that could be, a good feature.